Okay, so before this video starts, I just want to let you guys know that I have a brand new Discord server, so if you guys are interested in joining it, the link will be in the description. Hi everyone, in this video we are going to be polishing up the game, so we're going to add some tweens, some effects. So if I go ahead and open up the pets UI, as you can see it tweens it smoothly. We added a nice tween for equipping and unequipping the pets, and also these currency display GUIs, and also this nice little animation for purchasing a door. Also, if you guys want to support me and want to have access to all of my project files, including the one you're watching right now, they will all be available on my Patreon in the $10 tier. The link will be in the description. With that being said, let's start. Alright, so what you guys are gonna do is follow two tutorials that I made, and the first one is how to make a frame opening system with animations, and the second one is how to make currency display labels. Now, both of these links will be in the description. Now, make them in separate places, and once you are done with both of the tutorials, open up your Pet Simulator place. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to the frame opening system, so right here, and I'm going to copy the frame trigger script. So copy, and I'm going to go back to Pet Simulator X, and I'm going to paste it inside of starter player scripts. And what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to enter this frame trigger script, and what I'm gonna do is inside of this module I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to so we're gonna need to add a frame inside of the main SS, and it's going to be called frames, and we're gonna put the pet inventory and the purchase area inside of the frames folder. And I'm going to add another frame, and I'm going to make the size 1,0,1,0, and I'm going to change the anchor point to 0.5 and the position to 0.5, 0, 0.5, 0. And then I'm going to rename this one to pet inventory, and I'm going to drag the actual pet inventory frame inside of the other pet inventory, and I'm going to call it main frame. And I'm going to do the same thing for the purchase area, so I'm going to add a frame, and it's going to be called, actually sorry, I'm just going to duplicate the pet inventory frame, and I'm going to call it purchase area. And I'm going to remove the main frame from it, and I'm going to drag the actual purchase area inside of the purchase area, and I'm going to rename it to main frame. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go inside of my open pet inventory button, and I'm going to get rid of the open script, and then I'm going to go inside of any close button that I have. I have a close button in the main frame, and I'm going to remove the close script, and then I'm going to close these frames. And what I'm gonna do is inside of the open pet inventory frame, and inside of the open pet inventory button, I'm going to add an object value. So object value, and it's going to be called opens. Now select your opens value and press value and click on pet inventory. I'm going to make sure that I'm recording the right thing. Okay, good. Now what I'm gonna do is go back to my frame trigger module, and I'm going to loop through. All right, so let's see what we have here. Frames is equal to script.parent for child frames. So I'm going to change this. Okay, so I think I'm going to drag this frame trigger module inside of starter GUI, and I'm going to enter it, and I'm going to, instead of doing this, I'm going to do local main ss is equal to script.parent for child main ss, and local frames is equal to main ss colon wait for child frames. Now I'm going to loop. Okay, so for underscore comma v in pairs, main ss colon get descendants do, and I'm going to check if v colon is a button, I think. Okay, or maybe a gy button. I think it's called gy button. Gy button. Okay, so if v colon is a gy button, then I'm going to check if v colon find first child opens. Then I'm going to check if v colon find first child opens dot value is not equal to nil. Then I'm gonna do v dot mouse button 1 down colon connect function. And okay, so v dot mouse button 1 up, sorry, or maybe mouse button 1 click, mouse button 1 click colon connect function. And I'm going to do open frame. So open module dot open frame, module dot open frame, and we're gonna send the name of the frame. So just type in v colon find first child opens dot value dot name. That should work. Now what I'm gonna do is, okay, so else if actually just add an if. So after in here we're gonna do if v colon find first child closes, then, and what I'm gonna do is enter my purchase area frame, and inside of the close button I'm going to add a, okay, so I'm going to add an object value again, and I'm going to call it closes, and select the value and press on the frame that you want to close. So for me it's the purchase area frame, and in here the same thing for this. So I'm just going to copy this closes value, paste it in here, and I'm going to change the value to my pet inventory frame. So if v colon find first child closes, then well, same thing, just paste that in and change this to closes and this to closes, and instead of this I'm going to do close frame. I think that's what we need to do. Close frame. Okay, close frame, and we're just gonna do that. All right, great. So I think this should work. Okay, so now we need to call the module. So I'm just going to go down here to my main client script, and what I'm gonna do is local frame trigger is equal to require and main ss, or actually start player GUI, or maybe it's okay. So we need a variable for player GUI. So local player GUI is equal to player colon wait for child player GUI, and in here we're gonna change this to player GUI, sorry, and require and player GUI colon wait for child frame trigger, and I think that should be good. Now what I'm gonna do is okay, so I'm going to see if this works, and I think we have a problem. So the frames frame, okay, so your frames frame, change the size to 1,0, 1,0, background transparency to 1, of course, and the position to 0.5, 0.5, 0, 0.5, 0, and the anchor point to 0.5, 0.5, and then I'm going to select my pet inventory and purchase area frame and change their background transparencies to 1, and I'm going to make sure that both of them are invisible and that the main frames that are visible. So now if I make my pet inventory frame visible, then this should turn visible. If I I do the same thing for this, it should turn visible. Now what I'm gonna do is enter my X client script, and I'm going to update some of this. So local frames is equal to, and the main SS colon for child frames, and inventory right here, I'm gonna change this to frames colon for child pet inventory, or inventory frame. Actually, I don't think this, okay. So scrolling frame is equal to, okay, so inventory main frame is equal to frames, or inventory colon wait for child main frame. And I'm going to change everything that says inventory to inventory main frame. Let's see, do we have anything here? All right, so this should work. Now I'm going to go back to my main client script, and I think it's somewhere around here. Door purchase UI. Okay, so same thing, local frames is equal to main SS colon wait for child frames, and door purchase UI is equal to frames colon wait for child purchase area, and door purchase UI not close. Just get rid of this. And where's the other one? So area, where is it? All right, so right here, what we're gonna do is, instead of just making this frame visible, what I'm going to do is okay, so frame trigger dot open frame, and I think that takes the name of the frame. So door purchase UI dot name, and then I'm just going to get rid of this, and instead of making this visible, I'm going to do frame trigger dot close frame, and it's of course going to be the door purchase UI dot name. And in here, I'm going to change this to door purchase UI dot main frame dot buy. The mouse button on click. Okay, so I think that this should work. So I'm going to go ahead, view the output, and play the game. If I can dock this. Okay, why is this not working? I'm gonna go to view. Actually, I think this, yeah, I think this should work. I can just play the game, and hopefully no errors will pop up. So no errors yet. And if I click this, as you can see, this is pretty smooth, and I can close the frame, but as you can see, it does this weird thing, which it shouldn't. So to fix that, I think it's very simple. We just have to go to our pet inventory, main frame, close, and we'll go to our plugins, unit conversion, and size scale. Now this plugin will be linked in the description. Go ahead and download it. It's very useful. I'm gonna see if the size converted to scale now, and yes it is. And I'm just going to play the game and see if this is fixed. I think it should be fixed. Yeah, it is. So this is a lot smoother. Now I can just do the same thing for this. Open pet inventory. I don't think this is converted to scale. And now I can play the game. And now we're gonna test the door bind system. So I'm going to press this. And as you can see, it prompts out in a much smoother way. And I can go ahead and press close. It works. Can do it again. Do it. Keep on pressing E. It works. And I'm gonna press buy, and nothing happens when I press buy. Let's see why that is. So purchase text is not. Oh, very simple. Door purchase UI dot mainframe dot purchase text, and now it should work. I'm gonna try this again and see if everything works. So buy, and I'm just going to press buy button, and this time it works. Now you see how that just popped off. It just destroyed itself. We need to make that a bit smoother. So I'm going to go here where we destroy the door, and instead of just straight up destroying the door, we need to do something better. So I'm going to get tween service. So local tween service is equal to game get service tween service. And what I'm gonna do, so we have a door area. Okay, so I want to try something. If I move my door, everything moves with it. Good. So what I'm gonna do is go back to my main client script, and instead of destroying the door, before destroying it, I'm going to do local door tween is equal to, and tween service create door comma and tween info.new. Now I'm gonna do, so it will take about a second, comma enum.isInStyle dot sign and enum.isInDirection dot out, and then I'm going to change its position is equal to position to door dot position plus vector3.new 0 comma minus 10 or minus 20 comma 0, and then I'm going to play this tween. So a door tween colon play, and we're gonna wait 1.2 seconds, then we're gonna destroy the door, and we're gonna see how this looks. So I'm gonna go purchase the door, and as you can see, it does that, but we need to do that very quickly. So we need to do all of this, then okay, so we need to do this quickly basically. So I'm just going to do task.spawn function, task.spawn function oh my god, task.spawn function, and I'm just going to copy all of this, paste it here, and now play the game again, and this should be a lot smoother. So I'm gonna press this, press buy, and as you can see, it's gone. But as you can see, the interaction thing was still there. We can get rid of that by just okay, so door dot proximity part dot proximity prompt dot enabled is equal to false, and that should work now. I'm gonna go by this, and as you can see, it's gone in a much smoother way, and I think that looks a lot better. Now what I'm gonna do is see if the egg system and the pet inventory still works. I'm just going to open up my pet inventory. It opens. Now I'm gonna open up an egg. It works. Now I'm gonna go to my pets, and as you can see, I do have my pet over here. I can press it, and you can see this. We can do this in a much better way. We can tween this to change the color. So I'm going to enter my eggs client, and wherever we change the color, where is it? So I think it's right here. Okay, so we have tween service. Now I'm gonna do tween service create v comma tween info.new, and maybe just 0.4, and just curly brackets, and just copy this. Don't copy v dot, just copy this, paste it here, and press column play. Now we're gonna do the same thing. So copy this, paste it here. Oh, okay, so copy this, go back, delete it, just keep this. I'm sorry if that was confusing. And in here, I'm going to, oh, actually, I'm really sorry. Just put it back. Okay, sorry. in here, I'm going to paste it again. But this time I'm going to copy this color code and paste it right here. And I'm going to change V to clicked template. And we can get rid of this now. And I'm going to copy this again. I'm going to copy this. Paste it here. And that should work. Now I'm going to play the game. And see if this works. I'm gonna hatch an egg. And I'm going to go to my pets. And I'm gonna click this, and as you can see, it's much better. It's pretty clean. Now I'm gonna close this, and now we're gonna add our currency display. So I'm guessing you followed the currency display tutorial, and if you did, okay, I'm gonna go to OBS. So go to your display currencies local script, copy it. Now go back to PSX, Pet Simulator X, and I'm going to paste that script inside of Start GUI, and I'm going to enter this display currency script. And what I'm gonna do, okay, so I'm gonna also go back to the display currencies place, and I'm going to copy the coins and the gems frames. So copy both of these. Actually, I'm gonna copy the whole screen GUI. And now go back to PSX and paste the entire screen GUI inside of Start GUI, and just get rid of display currencies. Now we can enter the currencies GUI. Now mess around with these GUIs, make them look however you want. But what I'm gonna do is enter my display currencies script, and I'm going to, okay, so do we have format number? Okay, so we are also going to copy the format number module, and we are going to go back to PSX. I'm gonna paste it inside of replicated storage. And when we, okay, so I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this to, okay, so I think it's still called leader stats. Yes. Okay, so this should work right away. I'm also going to add gems. I'm going to duplicate my coins value and just rename it to gems. I'm going to set it to 1,000. And now this should work. So I'm going to play the game. And as you can see, this does work. If I purchase this, as you can see, my coins go down. And if I go ahead and just change my gems value to 150 or 123, as you can see, it does change it. Okay, so I'm also going to change the colors of my pets button. I'm just going to go down here, and I'm going to change its background color to a nice white. And I'm going to get the label, the UI gradient of the gems label, and I think I'm going to paste it inside of my text right here. Now I'm gonna add a text label inside of this. I'm going to change its size to 1,0, 0, and the background transparency to 1, and the text to pets, and the text color to white, and the text scale property to true, and the font to Ferdoka 1. And then I'm going to get my UI gradient and put it inside of the text label. And then I'm going to scale down my text label. And then I'm also going to change the text on my actual button to nothing. And I'm also going to uncheck auto button color. And maybe we can change, we can get this UI gradient, put it inside of the UI stroke. But as you can see, it kind of overlaps it. So I don't think this is going to work. Actually, it does. I can just put another one inside of this. And I think this does look better. And I think the frames... Okay, so I'm also going to copy the UI gradient and put it inside of the UI stroke inside of the pet inventory. And I'm going to change its color, so the color of the UI stroke to white, so that the UI gradient works. And I'm also going to do the same thing for this pet text. So text label is that in, and just change the text color to white so that it affects it. And I think this looks pretty good. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the purchase area. So just get this UI gradient, put it inside of the UI stroke, make the UI stroke color white, and do the same thing for the text. So purchase text, paste that in, make the text white, and then change the UI gradient. Okay, what is this? Why is it not affecting the actual text? Okay, that is weird. Okay, that is very weird. I'm just going to fix this and I'll be back. Okay, so I just made a new text label. I just got the one from the open pet inventory button, this one, and pasted it here and messed around with the size. And I think this is going to be it. Now I'm just going to get this UI stroke and put it inside both of my currency displays. And I think, okay, that doesn't look good. Okay, so I'm just going to make the purchase area button frame invisible. I'm gonna play the game now, and I think everything will just look a lot better. And yes, okay, so it does look better. And this text looks good with the gradient. And yeah, I think this is going to be it for today's tutorial. If this helped, please subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!